podcast before we start?
Oh yeah, probably do mine too. Hold on.
I'd have to stand up. I don't know if I doing it.
So we have Crazy Uncle's Hard Cream Soda, craft soda for grown-ups.
Oh,
Oh, that sounds delicious as fuck. I hate you.
is it vodka based or rum based?
Probably rum.
Okay.
Because I love doing that shit. I was pioneering that shit back in the 2000s. Everyone was like, you crazy.
You know,
and I'm
man.
like, nah, root beer rum. Trust me. Cream soda rum. Trust me. And everybody that's ever drank is like, this is amazing.
Huh. I should really do that.
It's so good. It's just, you know what? It's better than the piss water I had last time Ben was on the podcast. Hi, Ben.
Hello. It's about time.
PP
How
water?
are you, Josh?
The PP water? You love drinking that PP water.
It was okay.
It wasn't too bad.
Yeah, it wasn't Gamer Girl PP water, so he's not interested in it.
Yeah.
Fuck it. What? No. 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 God damn it. God damn it. Well, Chris, happy to hear that you've listed exactly 30 seconds longer than last week's episode.
Wait, who?
See you at Battletech, bud. God damn it. Chris is, by the way, Chris is one of our listeners. He listens to our podcast. And last week he said, I listened for 2 minutes.
New record.
What? He only listened to 2 minutes. What happened to 2 minutes?
Wow, Ben. You know the edit I sent you with the naughty words?
Oh, yeah, huh?
You know how I replaced the naughty words with the first naughty word?
Uh-huh.
And it sounds... Yes, Chris was listening to it and he goes, oh, that's really close. I'm just going to turn this off right now. So, last week's episode went a little off the rails. This week's episode, we got to rein her in. So we're going to rein her in by talking about Star Wars.
Oh, I knew that was coming.
Yeah. We're going to talk about Star Wars.
Uh-oh.
Or other video games.
It's time for
Path of Exile.
us men to be uncomfortable.
Josh, are you comfortable right now?
Somewhat comfortable. Actually, my chair.
Josh, you gotta stop being comfortable, okay? You gotta stop being comfortable, okay?
My
Yeah,
chair
while the-
keeps falling to the floor because the fucking the pump on the damn thing wants to keep letting air out every time I sit in a certain way.
As a matter of fact, all of us have to be uncomfortable, okay? So I'm gonna sit on my knees and assume the position
Uh-oh.
for the duration of the segment. This is actually really long. I feel really bad right now. I'm gonna sit back down. Star Wars hired a woman.
Nothing new, because women are 50% of the population.
Apparently, this is new because she's a black
No, she's Pakistani.
Pakistani, a woman of color, activist.
Very
Documentarian.
very vocal activist. Also, I love how she proudly posts, I've never been to film school, I've never done a proper film, but I'm going to direct Star Wars.
Oh god.
She is going to. How funny is it going to be if she actually pulls it off?
Well,
How
there's
is that not like
there's
a red flag
usually
to not hire
three
her?
directors. Because I mean, if you even look at the James Cameron one, there's still 3 other directors on that shit.
Are you talking about Avatar?
I'm sorry, what was his name that did it? I forget who it was.
Force Awakens. Shit. Wasn't Ryan Johnson?
Didn't he do the middle one?
J.J. Abrams.
Yeah, whatever.
Abrams.
But yeah, so there's no more than one director that puts their hand in this. They don't all. There isn't just one person. There's going to be other people on the credits. Knowing this, it's either it's going to be a success and then she's going to get all the credit, or it's going to be a failure. She's going to take all the blame.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because that's just the way it goes.
I just want it to succeed because I think that would be hilarious. That would be the perfect timeline. Is she directs it, and it's actually really good. It's amazing. And she's men are going to be uncomfortable. about how good it is. And
Hopefully.
it's gonna be. It comes out. It's like it doesn't have any lame chicks in it.
If Ray's still in it, it doesn't matter.
They didn't. They kill her off in like the first 15 minutes. She's just dead. The rest of the movie, like every single time that you see her show up, she's a Force ghost. She's like, use the Force, Luke.
Luke's dead, bro.
They bring back Mark Hamill.
I don't think they could pay him enough money to do it again. He was so. The fact that they had to like probably threaten him to shut him up while he was on tour is probably like tantamount enough that he's never coming back.
Oh yeah, I got to be honest though. Like this movie is probably going to be a failure. It's going to be terrible. It's the worst thing ever.
I mean, my hope is literally maybe 2%.
I think that I would give it a percentage.
Oh wow, you give it a 1% chance?
1% chance that it's actually good.
Mm.
The problem is it's Disney, right? And Disney right now has the ideal of they take somebody like Josh
Hi-oh.
off of the theme park ride, and they stick him into a room with dog shit. And then they throw a lightsaber, Ewok, a bunch of stuff, and they say it's Star Wars. And now it's gone to the point where Josh is even going, this is bad Star Wars.
I know this reference.
Yeah, you know this reference. Okay, they take somebody like me and they okay, now see, Microsoft does the same thing to me, but they drive me into like a area where it's like Halo, and it's filled with bullshit, like actual physical bullshit. And they're like, here's an assault rifle, here's a battle rifle, and here's some stuff. Now have fun. And I'm like, Halo. But they do the same thing with Josh, and Josh has now been like kicked too many times in the balls, and he goes, maybe this ain't Star Wars anymore.
Oh, my balls are kind of tender.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of gave up after. I don't know. Mandalorian was pretty good, but like actual like Star Wars movies, I gave up like very quickly after 8.
Yeah.
I was trying to remember which one was which. Because
Last Jedi was 8. You can always tell the people who never watch a Star Wars movie because they say 8 is their favorite.
yeah, 8 was rough. I mean, The Force Awakens wasn't bad. I mean, that's just rehash what was already there. But I mean,
Oh yeah. Josh, what's your favorite Star Wars movie?
This is where friendship matters. Right here.
Yep. I
What?
think the originals are just better.
But pick a number. 4, 5, 6.
Is that the
1, 2,
original?
3, 4, 5, 6. 4, 5, 6 are the originals.
Okay. So I would say I'm trying to remember all the set pieces and what movies there. I actually haven't watched Star Wars in years, other than seeing clips online. So I'm like,
to be fair, I haven't either.
Yeah. So I'm like, how about the one where
So 4 is New Hope, 5 is Empire Strike Back, 6 is Revenge
how
of the
about
Jedi.
they're on the Death Star and they're getting people out of there?
That was both of 4 and 6.
So you're like 4.
Or sure, like the one with they're stuck in the trash
X-Wings.
compactor.
That's 4.
Oh yeah, that's 4.
Yeah, that
You
one.
like 4. Okay.
I can
would say
respect
5.
that. A lot of people
respect
do
4.
give New Hope probably one of the best Star Wars movie. But I mean, I understand. It's what kicked off the series. It also was designed and concluded as a singular condensed film
Entity.
So like obviously it wasn't planned to be a trilogy at the start. It's a neat little fact there. He wrote it as a trilogy, but they said that they were only going to give him one film because they were like, there's nobody's going to like this shit. And
it was a success from the start.
it was a stupidly good success. Like they spent basically nothing on it and made so much money, and they were like, holy shit, more right now. And he's like, okay.
Okay.
And that's how Empire Strikes Back came around. And Empire Strikes Back had like double the funding, and it was crazy. And I think Empire. Okay, the original trilogy, Empire Strikes Back, is the best one, in my opinion.
Well. The other thing too is like, out of those movies, 5 and 6 are independently developed. They're not developed as a part of a studio division. Their rights are sold. 20th Century Fox, I believe, did do distribution for it, but it's completely independently funded, both of those movies. And it feels like as if, like, with Star Wars in Disney's hands, tying it back into the topic list a little bit. By the way, 5 is my favorite Star Wars movie by far.
Do you think the tainting of the corporate greed is the problem?
I think that is a lot of it is the corporate greed. I think that you see a lot of this with a lot of things.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think Marvel and DC and all that have definitely suffered under the mantle of corporateness.
Yes. It just feels like the creativity is gone.
It's because creativity doesn't pay the bills.
Exactly.
Because, like, making truly creative films isn't what gets people into movie theaters. It's recognizability and franchisability.
Mm-hmm.
That's why Marvel does so well, because everybody's like, oh, I know what, who Iron Man and all the others are. It's the same. It's the same reason Batman movies makes money. It's because everybody knows Batman. That's why they keep rehashing it when the actors get too old.
Yep.
And now they're not making anything.
Oh yeah, definitely the whole Flash fiasco was not great for them.
Nah, neither was Ant-Man, the Marvels.
I have to say that whole
comic book movies are dead.
It's because
the whole Flash thing.
I don't
sucks.
think the problem is I think Marvel translates better to movie than DC does. Only in because it's slightly more grounded. And where the stories are now in DC, they're so huge, and they require so much build up and setup to give people rivals to their power because their powers are so high. That, like, when you go to a movie and, like, you watch Superman, like, struggle against, like, regular bad guys, you're like, dude, I know Superman can literally punch a god so hard he breaks time and space. Why is he not doing that here? And it's because, like, the movies, you can't translate that to a movie in, like, an hour. You have to build Superman up from the origins that he originally was, and that's the problem.
Well, that's just the problem with a lot of his movies based on superheroes all the freaking time is that, okay, do we have to keep going back to the fucking origin story and then try to do something new after that, or do we just ignore that entirely? And usually they go, well, the Joe Schmo doesn't necessarily know who Spider-Man, Superman, or even Batman sometimes. And it's like, it's weird to say that, but sometimes they just don't know.
Which is kind of crazy because, like, one of the best movies that did well recently, Into the Spider-Verse, for, DC stuff, they honestly glossed over Peter Parker's origin story.
Marvel.
He's Marvel. Sorry, he's Marvel. Whatever. They glossed over the origin story for Peter Parker and for Miles in, like, literally 15 minutes. And they were onto the main plot. And it was like, if you could just even just like the tiniest 2-minute recap at the beginning of a movie to understand like where our characters come from, could just be like the difference of having to start over a franchise every time versus creating new content. And the thing is, though, is that origin stories sell because people keep going to it and new people get into the fandom, and then they start with the new shit and they're like, oh shit, we got all these new fans from redoing the origin story, let's just do it again.
Mm-hmm.
It's really stupid. Yeah. It's really annoying.
Yeah. I mean the last movie I saw was I think in theaters, Oppenheimer.
I haven't gone to the movie theater since before coronavirus.
I haven't been. I know I've been in the theater at least once. Saw the Dragon Ball movie.
Mm-hmm.
And that.
Yeah.
Oh, you.
I had to have my arm twisted. I had to have my arm twisted a little bit to see it.
Yes, I had to twist Josh's arm.
Three other people twist my arm.
Alan had to twist his arm.
Yep. But it was the Dragon Ball movie where
it was superheroes.
Oh,
it was
wow.
Superhero-esque. It's where the B team saves the day.
Yeah, it's because fans really like Gohan, and they've kind of just destroyed his character.
Yeah, kinda.
Also, Piccolo is
although-
pretty popular as well, surprisingly.
Yep.
But it's just like, man, and it's not even. I don't even think it's Toriyama's fault. It's actually the fans' fault because everybody loves Goku.
How does everyone just still loves Goku? Is he just such a dumb airbrain moron?
Okay, so the problem is that his personality between Z and Super has been destroyed, and it had to be done. I've watched the video on this. I fully understand it now. I thought it was dumb too, why he had to be the way he is. But that's because if you watch Dragon Ball all the way up through the Buu arc, Goku learns his lessons almost every time. Like, he doesn't remake the same mistakes that he makes with Cell and the same things too. And Toriyama also is building up Gohan to be the hero after the Cell arc. But then when testing came back for that, people didn't like it. They wanted Goku back. So he had to rewrite the Buu series ending for Goku to be the hero with the whole Kid Buu thing, right?
Should have had artists. You should have had some artist integrity and just go, fuck you.
Yeah.
Literally just go with the vision and just say fuck you. If it just means a better, richer story, even though people don't like it, it's a better, richer story.
Yeah, so and then GT happened. GT's obviously universally disliked and all that. But the thing is that since Super is after Boo, but before GT, he's already learned his mistakes from those series, and he's grown as a character. So how do you have a character then have not just physical challenges, but also character building challenges when a character has been completed, right? So they had to revert his personality and make him dumb in order to have him learn lessons again.
Be stupid. And then
yeah, he's stupid in some ways, but he's brilliantly tactically, battle IQ wise.
Yeah.
he's a savant in fighting, but yet he's a dumb moron in real life.
In his personal life, he's a general.
Yeah,
he's the guy who eats, sleeps, and breathes war.
Yeah,
and his personal life, you don't expect a general to be in his personal life not a disciplined soldier.
It's really sad that Vegeta is more of a level-headed character than Goku is, and Goku's entire shtick is supposed to be that he stops thinking to be able to use Ultra Instinct, and Vegeta's like, nah, fuck that shit, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta use your brain a little.
It's just it's crazy. It is just so strange the way that they took those characters, and I get it. But in the end, I get it. And I understand what you mean by he's really dumb, but they had to do it or else it would be boring.
Someone else agrees.
Yeah, my dog agrees.
Either that or she's going, shut the fuck up, dumbass. The other Dragon Ball.
I love Goku.
Fans probably do.
Shut up, I love Goku.
Yeah, exactly.
Goku's the best.
Yeah, exactly. He loves Goku.
Yeah. Goku, in my personal opinion, tends to be one of those guys who I enjoy watching Dragon Ball casually. I don't enjoy watching it all the time.
I was watching Super as it aired. I did enjoy it, but then when you go back and watch it, or kind of break it down more of just it's from a narrative perspective and actually thinking about it, you're like, damn, this is actually really dumb.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much.
So
but again,
dumb.
then there's a lot of anime that's like that. I kind of ruined Demon Slayer for myself because I went back and I watched it again and I was like, man, I like this. This is really boring, actually. And I was like, man, the good stuff is later. And then I was like, wait a minute. There's literally only a movie of good stuff. I'm like, oh no, this is actually boring.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, because it was so hype when it happened, and now I'm just like, wow, this kind of sucks.
I stopped watching Demon Slayer.
I mean, the Swordmaster arc got me to like, I'm probably not going to continue it next season. I might, but like, that's a big if. That was pretty bad.
I still need to watch all of Shield Hero.
I dropped Shield Hero in season 2 as well because they fucking butchered it. I'm just going to read the manga instead.
And I still need to read, watch all of Goblin Slayer season 2.
I haven't even started season 2 yet. I got to watch the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Just haven't gotten around to it. I've been watching. The last thing I watched was Shangri-La Frontier, which is really good, and Eminence in Shadow, which is fucking fantastic, and I suggest you watch it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It is so. It's so self-aware and cheesy that it's like that's the joke.
What show is this?
Eminence in Shadow.
Evidence in Shadow.
Yeah. It's like the main character, honestly, his superpower isn't that he's ridiculously OP, but he is. But it's because his luck stat is so stupidly high. Whatever he
Is this an isekai?
It is.
Oh, god damn it.
But whatever he says, it feels like whatever he says is actually true, no matter how absurd or ridiculous it is. And that's the funniest part. And he doesn't even realize it too, which is even funnier.
He's like my 7 intelligence dragon month who rolled 20s multiple times now on intelligence.
Sure.
He's smarter than your average bear. He also licked himself or licked himself like a cat because alcohol fell on him. Long story.
Okay.
Look, my character was bench pressing a keg or squatting a keg, dropped the keg fell on my head, and I was like, oh no, the alcohol. Lick, lick, lick. Because I thought what a chaotic neutral character would do.
Oh, it sounds like alcoholism than it is chaotic neutral.
Oh, it's alcoholism. I'm going with the drunken monk stat.
Okay. Freaking what was it? We got on this topic of superhero and movie and bullshit.
We were talking about Star Wars and how disappointing we are for Star Wars, and then we started talking about better shit.
Yeah, because other shit does superheroism way better.
I mean, I guess if you want to talk about manga stuff, have you seen all the shit with the localizers that's been popping off again? Asmongold.
Oh man,
even Asmongold was looking at that shit.
Oh no, not the localizers. Josh, do you know anything about the localizers?
I'm afraid I do not know.
Okay, Ben, explain the localizers.
Okay, so they've been doing this for years, but basically Funimation and a couple other localizing studios have been rewriting lines of dialogue to be either to change the meaning, like there's a couple characters that they changed the way they were being referenced to be implicating trans nature or a man being referred to as a female now when in actuality it's just a dude like cross-dressing, or in the most recent one in the Kobayashi Maid thing where the main character changed the way she dressed, literally just like straight up inserted like, you know, I'm tired of those pesky patriarchal standards or whatever, instead of the actual line where it's just like, I just felt like just covering up a bit today.
Well, the reason that she changed her outfit was because her maid is actually a young boy, and he was constantly embarrassed that she was around him. And so he was like, hey, can you change your outfit for me?
I didn't know the full context, but I know that the actual line is just like...
The actual line
has been completely changed
it was so butchered.
Yeah, in the actual intended nature of what the line should have been. And this has apparently been going on for like a while. Like there was like a whole manga had to be reprinted, like a whole volume had to be reprinted because they changed the meaning so badly.
And then basically, if I recall correctly, you know, large language models, Josh.
Yeah.
ChatGPT, stuff like that. The savior of programmers.
Uh-huh.
The greatest thing since sliced bread. Guess what came out? Guess what those language models were used for?
They were using the subtitles and stuff and to translate.
They were converting Japanese to English.
Yeah, basically AI is just replacing localizers.
Oh yeah.
I mean, AI is doing a lot of replacing.
Oh yeah.
Like a lot. Although it's gonna be funny that they tell the AI, could you please replace this character who's male cross-dressing, but could you replace it with a female? And then the AI just pushes out, all right, he's Satan. No. That's not...
They're not doing that. They're doing literal translations and then they're properly localizing it. They're not letting those people do it anymore, basically. They're using AI to do it because normally the localizers they get the translations and then they write it for American audiences. But the thing is that a lot of them have clear disdain or just are inserting political messages into their localizations.
I see.
So what the Japanese are doing is they're using AI to translate it to English and then using their general translators over there to fix the grammatical errors. Because obviously translating Japanese is, or any language is very difficult.
So it just sounds like things are better? ?
Yeah, they Magus Bride or whatever released a new manga recently in English, and they completely bypassed localizers.
Yeah.
The only thing that's gonna be weird is that, like, I don't know, maybe a translation of a thing is gonna be awkward.
Yeah, so like
more awkward conversations.
It could happen, but the thing is that like when paid localizers are doing a worse job than the unpaid fan subs are doing, there's something wrong. And that's what the Japanese are realizing. Like, oh shit, there's people over there doing better jobs at localizing our shit than the people we pay for doing it. So why would we pay for it when we just pay somebody over here to make sure that they get the translations more correct? And it's just like, but the thing is like, you're like, oh, damn, like, maybe just a select few? No, it's like a lot of them, like voice actors. The voice actor for the Kobayashi Maid in English is the one that changed the line.
Yeah.
Huh.
And it's just like, and then she like tripled and quadrupled down on her decision too on it and was just like, had this insane fucking rant at a panel about how, oh, sorry you're scared out of a vagina, basically. And it's just like, and it just doesn't stop there with like how much it seems like those people seem to hate Japanese stuff. It's crazy.
It's really bad when you're comparing, how do I say this? It's really bad when you're comparing like the original intention for the manga and you hate your job. It's really bad when you're actively trying to destroy a medium.
I don't know if they hate their job. I think it's actual like subtle racism because like,
oh yeah,
I don't know if you watch Rev Says Desu or whatever.
Every now and then
he put out a video today talking about how Twitter people were fucking losing their mind. Which is
a new.
Oh, I was hearing shit in the background. I was wondering if something was going on, but no, it's just fireworks again. Either that or someone's shooting. Anyway,
cool. Stay safe.
It's fine. But it was a Twitter post about this manga that was finishing up, and it's about a dad and a daughter that got kidnapped and have this like thing where he has to like save her and himself from this like sex trafficking thing, and they're like, oh, look at this fucking like degenerate shit. And it's like, no, like and they're like, no, you didn't bother reading anything. This isn't saying that kidnapping girls is good. This is saying kidnapping girls is bad. It's literally the movie Taken, but Japanese. And people were losing their fucking mind.
I mean, as Twitter does. Twitter is also the website that changed a girl's a Japanese girl's skin color because she was white and wearing a bodysuit, and then more information came out that she was a sex slave.
Yeah, so they're losing their mind over that shit, and it's just like, but like, it's not. They're not saying that sex trafficking is good. They're not trying to sexualize a child. They're literally showing you that this is awful shit that happens. Like, and they're losing. They were just losing their fucking minds because they just couldn't read for 2 seconds. And it's like, and it's because they hate the media. They hate. It feels so obvious that they hate manga and the Japanese because they'll dog on them and trash them all day long and be like, "Oh, we're not racist." No, you fucking clearly are. It is so painfully obvious.
I mean, to be fair, Ben probably has, or Josh probably has different opinions, but like, this is a conversation that we've been talking about for a while now. And I think this is getting very clear, where you see woke people do something really stupid, really racist, and instead of being able to admit it, they double down. You saw that with the Asian recent conversation about JRPGs, and somebody, a game designer who was relatively prominent, came out and said, "I don't like that term," and the industry had to take a step back and go, are we assholes? And everyone was reflecting on that X-Play era, where they would constantly make fun of JRPGs, constantly make fun of those games, constantly attack them.
Yeah, it's
so
you
saw that. You saw that fucking whole entire Twitter thread that was just receipts upon receipts of like, look at all this weird shit. Like, so much
Adam
receipts.
Sisler, why is it okay in order to be racist against Asians? Like stuff like that.
Yeah.
God damn.
And you would be sitting there and you'd be like, hey, like, what the fuck? Like, this is weird. What's going on here? And this is just more of the same. And it kind of reflects that point that I kind of think that most people have started to realize, where it's like, the woke people in the world, they're not really the virtuous people that they say they are.
No, not at all.
Maybe Martin Luther King had it right. Like, I don't know, guys. Maybe Martin Luther King was a little bit right when he said we should judge people on the content of the character, not on the skin color that they have. And maybe he was right in more ways than one. Maybe instead of judging people based on the content, who they're sleeping with, you should judge them based on the content of the character. That's just me, though. I'm probably wrong. But it just seems like the more stuff that comes out about wokeness, the more disturbing it gets. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that shit.
Sounds about right.
Stop being racist.
Stop being racist.
Yes. Stop it.
Mm-hmm.
And then racism just stopped.
If only.
No.
Only.
No, I never will. I never will, Josh.
I never will. Stop it. Get help.
Yeah, speaking of racism, WGA writers are speaking out against DEI checkboxes because the Writers Guild of America wants to implement DEI checkboxes. Because they care about the color of somebody's skin. This is from filmthreat.com. We are in no way associated with filmthreat.com. And they're talking about they started doing articles based on like Disney. And they're doing more and more interesting articles. Like they did an article recently on the WGA writers thing. And they're talking about important stuff. So it's interesting. Yeah. The more stuff that comes out about this, these things, the more information comes out, the more disturbing it is. Now, I don't know who's going to write the article, and the article's personally not up right now. But yeah, I was just going to briefly mention that.
I have a feel like 2020 is going to be the
2024 is going to be a really weird year.
It's going to be, well, I feel that the majority of this decade of 2020 is going to be just shakeups, constant shakeups.
I'm really happy that the Epstein list, part of the Epstein list, started coming out.
It's just so weird because you see some names on there. You go, was it Bill Clinton? Okay, yeah. And then you see fucking the videos are showing like Bill Clinton, sure. And then it goes to Bill Gates. Okay, fine. And then you see fucking what's his name? The guy in the chair.
Stephen Hawking.
Yeah, Stephen Hawking's on the list. You're like, oh no.
Apparently, he liked to watch midgets solve complex math problems on a whiteboard that was too high for them.
Oh God. Just
it's the more stuff that comes out about like this deck. You're right, Josh. The more stuff that comes out about this stuff, it's like the more like you're like, oh,
everyone's still
weird.
Everyone is still despicable. Like,
I look forward to the 2030s when we get World War III.
It's not going to solve anything; just make things worse.
Oh yeah, but by that point, like nuclear weapons will be like nobody will use nuclear weapons.
Hopefully,
they'll be like, oh God, the Civil War II basically wiped out half of America and part of Canada.
Maybe it would just make it that border would be real, but it would be all the way across Canada and U.S.
Oh yeah, no. Canada's already building the wall. Don't worry. We got a nice wall here, Ben. Can't come over though.
We'll get Ben over here.
We'll get Ben over here.
He's cool. Come on over.
Ben, you're welcome to come over. Ben comes over. Basically, his head starts flapping around. Like, here's the secret, guys. South Park's actually real. Canadians don't have a neck part between their heads. Our heads basically flap up and down like the South Park characters.
Like a Muppet, basically.
Yeah, we're basically a Muppet.
Yeah. Totally. We're just a head cut in half with the bottom half and the top half going up and down, basically.
Yeah.
That's
how's
how that goes.
Josh.
Yeah.
Josh, did you play a game this week?
I actually did.
Oh my God.
I know, it's weird. It's like I actually.
Is it Baldur's Gate?
I played Cultic.
Damn it, Josh.
It's
good one job.
It's the boomer shooter that boomer shoots the rest of the boomer shoots. That it's just really good. It starts out with you as a cop in the basement doing file work because your higher ups got pissed off at you for doing something. I couldn't quite pick up on what he did, but I bet that gets shown later on. But you're in the basement. Stuff starts to explode upstairs, and then the venture starts from there. And yeah, you start with a revolver, and you get a hatchet, and you also get a police baton, and then you just start killing a fuck ton of cultists all over the place. And it's pretty insane because there's a lot of combat going on like all over the place of like if you do a headshot, headshots count. If you shoot anywhere else on the body, they still kind of count. Sometimes you can if you can shoot, I think if you shoot limbs, depends on the limb, they lose the limb, but I haven't tested that out. But like there's a lot of like level exploration. You're going up and down. Like if a good example is the police station you're in, you are coming out on like the middle of the building and you're trying to investigate your way through this building so you can get outside. And it's such a roller coaster of like, okay, I go to the second floor. I can't go to the first floor. I can't go to the top floor. Okay, I'll go to the second floor that I can go to. Oh, there's cultists everywhere and they're trying to murder me. So I'll murder them back. And it turns out, they like barricaded half of these doors. So I have to go through these maze of barricades just so I can figure out where I need to go. And you start seeing newspaper clippings all over the place, and you start picking up the the news clippings from your colleagues who were there and got murdered, and you start putting things together that, oh, these cultists or the cultists are fucking everywhere, and these
You're just being attacked by cultists. Good job.
Basically, it got to a point of you get to finally get to the top level, and you clear out the top level, and you get to the police chief office. You read the papers on his table. It turns out he's been turned, and he had the decision to get rid of anyone who doesn't bear the sigil. So it's like, oh, it just happened today, and I was just happened to be in the basement. Thank God. Like damn. Oh, like you murdering fucking a F ton of people all over the place. Also, the gameplay of Cultic is quite fun. So you have abilities such as lighter, and then you have dynamite, and then as you go on later in these levels, you can unlock more modifiers for your guns. So you can shoot faster, shoot harder, reload faster. Was it steadier aim, all that junk. But then you can also just get like the typical, the wheel of weapons, and you pick from the wheel, you get that weapon.
Yeah.
Very Doom style.
It's a Doom style game. That's good.
Oh yeah, and also you get a kick button, and that kick button is actually kind of flexible. You can kick cultists away from you. They go out like 4 to 5 feet, which is not that far, but depending on where you're going and how you're fighting these guys, you could just start kicking them off ledges, and that kills them. And also, depending on the weapon that you have, you can kick back the weapon. So if you, let's say you have a dynamite and you, instead of lighting it, you throw it instead, or you can drop it and then kick it. It'll go all the way to where the end, like far, basically football kicking the dynamite. You can take out your pistol and you can shoot it, and then it'll explode in that area, and you look cool like a badass. And the game will do slowdown as you do that. It'll just feel like the coolest badass possible when doing it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, it's one of those games of like, if you've seen some of these videos of Cultic being played, you just go, oh, it looks good. And you probably, and also because of like, actually when I was playing it, I got to the point where I got to the boss. I had a butt ton of ammo for guns I didn't have, and I was trying to kill the boss with just a pistol and a couple of dynamite bundles that I had, and I can get them to 50%, and then I just be like, I'm out of everything. So I was like, I'm missing guns. I don't know where all the rest of the guns are. So apparently there's a lot of exploration to be done to, see all the secrets and stuff like that.
Fair
And
enough. That game sounds awesome. It's called Cultist?
Cultic.
Okay.
And
I don't know where Ben is.
Here, I was just letting them go, man. I'm letting the man cook.
let me explain things so why this game's kind of rad.
Yeah, man. I wasn't trying to cramp on his style.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the main reason why Cultic is kind of on my radar is because I would like to watch other YouTube reviewers, basically. And the other YouTube reviewer is Civi. Was it Civi11 or just Civi? Basically, he just goes through every other boomer shooter there possibly is that comes out, and even some other FPS games that you never heard of. And this is the one that he was specifically calls out because it has that look and feel of everything looks and feels like it's from DOS era, but it's actually all voxel. So it's quite interesting. And
so it's voxel based?
Yeah, a lot of the animations and a lot of the occultic people that you're killing, they still have that, no matter where you look at them, they're always facing you type of thing, but they're actually 3D models kind of walking towards you.
Oh, cool.
So it's like, oh, it looks like they're the, 2-frame animation coming at you, but they're 3D models. So it's like, this is impressive. And a lot of it is all voxel based too. So it's all it's all trickery of the camera and the developer figuring out like what the style is going to be, and I think he nailed the style out of the park. I'm feeling like that old classic. I think it's an homage to Blood, which is which all you're doing is killing cultists in that game. In fact, the main weapon in that game, I think, is TNT, which, again, this game has TNT as well, so you're blowing shit out of everything.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
I highly recommend Cultic. It's actually, it is a 3D Realms game for published by 3D Realms.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm suddenly really interested.
So it's super rad. Although I'll tell you right now, it's only up to chapter 1. I think it's still early development, quote unquote.
Okay.
So it's getting to updates, but it's cool as shit. So I give it a buy it out of buy it.
Buy it out of buy it.
It's only 13 Canadian dollars. So in American, that's probably like $10.
Yeah, something like that. That's not
Yeah,
bad.
so I give it a buy it out of buy it.
You should buy it.
It's a little late to buy
unless-
things since the Steam sale's over now.
Yeah.
I mean, I
know
guess you can just wait for the next one.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Once the sale's over, you're like, oh, I can't. Oh, my wallet though, it's so fat. Oh,
Yeah, totally, right?
yeah.
And then you have me, who hasn't played anything other than Lethal Company and Halo Infinite.
I've been on a Risk of Rain 2
Kick.
kick. Yeah, dude, I've been losing my damn
Actually, no,
mind.
that's not true. I played the Heartbound demo.
Ah,
That game's good.
Heartbound. Actually, I gotta look that up and make sure if I.
It's Pirate Soft.
Oh,
I also have 2 Point Hospital. I should probably play that in Broforce.
You have a lot of random
My
shit,
friend
huh?
has it. I have a lot. I bought a bunch of random stuff for the Steam sale because I had no money, and now I deeply regret it.
you just found the things that are like $2 and $3, and you're like, yeah,
Like $5, yeah. But yeah, no. How's Risk of Rain 2?
It is really good, but it's really hard. It is very unforgiving, and of course, it's just like any other roguelike. But the thing is, like, I feel like some of the newer roguelikes, especially like Vampire Survivors and like the other ones that are like that, they have like things where like you buy power-ups to make it easier to progress further. Risk of Rain just doesn't have that. It's just like, fuck you, dog. Either you get good or you get lucky. And even if you get lucky, get fucking good, because we're still gonna fuck you in the face.
Yeah, I've played a lot of Risk of Rain 2 with friends back in the day. Just, trying to get as much of a best playthrough as we can, basically. Someone's usually the OP one, and then everyone else is just kind of like, all right, I need this so I can have a better reload. I need this so I could just run faster and get out of danger.
Yeah.
And then everyone's kind of, if anything, I wish the pickups were more share between players, just so it's not, oh, I need this thing. No, I need this thing. No, fuck you. I want this thing. And it's kind of fighting between people to figure out who wants the what. But it is also more complicated because it is a 3D. Was it a 3D?
Third-person shooter.
Third-person camera shooter.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's the word as I want to find. It is harder because 3D space and it's more around you. So it's like you're probably getting blasted all directions. And you're like, no, please go away.
Yeah, plus, like, man, it is, like I said, it's really unforgiving how you'll just get brutalized. That and like some of the unlock criteria for like the secondary skills are like really ridiculous. Like there's one where it's like have 12 of an item, and it's just like, but I might see like 2 of them.
Yep.
It's just like, oh man. Then I'm like, because I don't know what every item does, I'm like, all right, what does this item do? And I pick it up and I'm like, oh, that's not good. Not for me. Or like you'll get like a bunch of items, you'll be like, man, these items kind of fucking suck. And then you're just like struggling as you're like trying to get along, and then you die, and then you're like, well, that sucked. I just spent 25 minutes of my life doing that. Guess I'll do it again.
Yeah.
Right. Sucks.
I highly recommend Risk of Rain Returns, just because it is the original Risk of Rain OG game, but they updated it so that I felt it was actually better balanced than it was before.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if you're playing by yourself and you're just going through it, it's like you could actually go through it. Like, you can get quite overpowered. Like, again, that's depending on the items, but once you get towards the end, you'd be like, oh, my guns are shooting at like 10 times speed, so I'm like a machine gun than I am just shooting one at a time.
I do feel like you can in Risk of Rain 2, but it takes longer. Like, you have to, like, loop a couple times, and then, like,
I want my
really
Risk of Rain 2 returns. I want
Yeah.
Make it better.
I don't know. It feels fine. It's just really hard, and I feel like that's fine.
I feel like they make Risk of Rain 2 towards multiplayer, which is not bad, but it sucks for when you're trying to play by yourself.
Yeah, it's definitely... There's some times where I feel like, man, I got in a situation that there would be like no escape from if I was like X character, you know, like it'd be like, oh, I need to dodge this giant explosion. Well, my character's super slow because, you know, they're balanced that way, and I'm like, well, I guess I just die now.
Oh, yep.
So it's just, I don't know.
I don't know.
Game's hard. But yeah, besides that, Path of
game's hard.
Exile, that's basically me for games.
Yeah.
Well, I got another topic to talk about. I almost forgot about this.
Oh.
But something happened rather recently, and I'm trying to remember what it was again. It was... I have it pull up. Shit.
Oh, by the way, Ben, I played another game that I actually played to completion, which I barely do. It was Cocoon.
Yes.
I talked about this many times before, but I just want to say I recommend Cocoon because it does shit where it just warps your brain a little, and it's really well designed. The puzzles could have been harder, but the dev, I felt like he knew that this concept is pretty fucking hard, so he just kind of he tried to make it so it's easy to understand somewhat. And the main concept of the game is what if you had a pocket dimension in your hand, and all the weird bullshit you could do with a pocket dimension. So yeah, and then it turns out, hey, what if you take you have two separate pocket dimensions, one is red and one's blue, and then you're like, what if I put the red one in the blue one? And you're like, oh, that happens, and you can jump into one world and then jump into the second world. And you're like, well, what if I take this pocket dimension, like, okay, so what if I shoot a gun at it, and then will it go to one pocket dimension into another pocket dimension? Well, if you line it up properly, yes, we'll do that. And you're like, oh.
Oh, right. It was Heartbound I was going to talk about. Because I don't think I talked about it last week.
Now, yeah, you could talk about Heartbound.
Okay. Heartbound is a Piratesoft game.
Yeah.
Tried the demo. Demo is basically, you basically play a little boy whose parents either abuse him or something along those lines. I'm not 100% sure.
It's ambiguous.
It's ambiguous. He wakes up in the middle of a storm. He takes the garbage out, gets his dog food. You end up killing your dog.
Oh no!
Yeah,
poor dog.
Doggo dies. And then you end up basically running around and trying to solve an RPG. And I'm going to say this as somebody who played the demo. I 0.7 hours into it. The game feels like as if it has really good characters. It's developed by the guy who runs Piratesoft. He also runs one of the best live streams ever. It's great. I would recommend playing the demo. The game seems like it's about 5 seconds away from doing something really fucky in the demo, so that's basically all I was going to say.
I see.
I was going to say, what is it, another coffin of Andy and Lele? But I guess not.
Oh. What?
You haven't played that?
No, I haven't. I don't even know it. I know that there's porn of it.
It is moderately controversial just because like it's a horror game and there's a lot of horror themes to it.
There's incest in it.
Yeah, that's one of the potential endings.
There's
They fuck.
they fuck.
It's, I don't know if it's actual or not because I haven't finished it yet, but it is implied.
Hold on. Let's get this straight. You own that game.
No, but I am Steam shared with someone that does.
Wow.
I mean, I would have bought it. I was going to buy it, but I just didn't have to.
Oh my god.
But the thing is, like, the game, the story is that like the two characters are trapped in an apartment because there was like an outbreak of something in the water, and anybody that drank the water has to be quarantined. So they're quarantined in their apartment. But the problem is that the warden that's keeping everybody there, because it's that dystopian, isn't feeding them, isn't bringing them food, and they can't get food. So they're literally starving to death in their apartment. And while the guy next door dies, and they're like, well, we're starving. So they eat him.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
This is where the horror starts getting into it, you know what I mean?
Sounds about right. God damn it.
So like that's like one of the things that was like people were like freaking out about. It's like, oh my god, they fucking like ate people and shit. It's like, yeah, it's a horror fucking game. It's the way it's supposed to be. But like there is very much implied that the sister likes the brother a little too much.
She's a little oversexual.
No, well, kind of. And that she's really, 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 really fucking clingy. Like so much so that she like scared off all of his girlfriends on purpose. Like she literally there's a flashback to where she traps a girl in a chest in an abandoned warehouse overnight because she was daring to get too close to her brother. She's a fucking psycho. All right. So when you see the people that are like, I can fix her for that character, no, you fucking can't.
Sounds about somebody I know.
Look, fuck you. It was a joke.
I know. I'm not saying.
So, yeah, that.
So back to the game. You like it?
It's fine. It's just a story. This is a visual novel made in, I think, probably RPG Maker. The art's kind of is nice. I don't really. It doesn't. There's nothing. Yeah, it's a bit like edgy to be edgy, but I'm not upset with it, and I don't see why people are that upset. I think maybe it's just the way it is nowadays. You know, people just get upset about that kind of shit. I'm just like, it's just. And like I said, I haven't beat it yet, but like, man, it's a fucked up story, and it engrossed me for like. Probably like 3 hours straight. So like there's that. Actually, how long did I play it? It feels like it was like 3 hours. It was 2 hours. Still, yeah, I played it for 2 hours and I got through the first chapter and decently into the second chapter. And I had to stop because it was getting late. And then I haven't picked it up again because I haven't had a chance to yet. But I don't think it's that bad. Like it's no worse than like any other like horror movie. Like I feel like even on like the level of like Saw movies, it's not even that bad. It's just the themes are that bad, and people are like, "Wow, it's so bad." Dude, it's just a fucking video game. Get over it. You've seen worse in movies.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Anyways, is that a podcast? I don't think I have anything else to talk about.
Yeah, I don't really think so either.
Not really.
All right. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Ben, for joining me on the podcast. Thank you, everyone, for listening. You can listen to us every Thursday at blackmangames.podbean.com. You'll subscribe to us on your favorite podcasting app of choice. Have a good night. Bye. Ah, you're an asshole.
That's what I'm here for.
Could
I have to make your life
could
a
be
hell.
worse.
Because you
I
pick
should
on
record-
Josh, I pick on you. It's just the way it goes.
I should
That's
record
true.
this so we can
and
also.
Josh picks on you. Oh, you haven't been recording. Oh, good job.
Does
Yeah.
Josh pick on me? Do you pick on me, Josh? I don't think so.
No, I don't pick on anyone. The only people I pick on are people who are
By
terrible.
Leslie's account, it's him.
I only
And I
pick
think
on
that's
him
because sometimes you do the big dumb and he thinks you're messing with him.
I'm always big dumb, so
Josh is.
I'm not really messing.
Josh
I'm just big dumb.
That's what I'm saying. I think
Although
he's trying to say that you sometimes are using weaponized incompetence or whatever, but you're just dumb.
You are. So, Josh, I want an opinion on you. If a girl starts screaming, "Get me pregnant! Get me pregnant! Get me pregnant!" Is that a turnoff?
I mean, I think she's crazy.
Okay, good.
Oh, so
What if she
me
says, "Get me ice"?
setting the gif with the chugging the monster and running in is the wrong response.
Might be. Josh doesn't know what we're referring to.
Send him the pic.
I'm not gonna send him.
Send him the pic.
Dude, I'm not gonna send him.
I'll
the
do
pic.
it.
I don't know. This is not the pick that I'm thinking of that I saw floating around on Twitter. Of
Might be. Look. I have heard stories of when a girl says "get me," it usually ends badly. It doesn't matter what it is. If it's ice cream, it's usually like you're usually like in shit. If it's pregnant, it's fucking like nuclear war zone, man. You gotta escape. Get out of there.
It's funny. The actual VTuber replied to that as well. Did you say it?
No, I didn't.
Oh, let me get a screenshot real quick.
Oh no. This is gonna be bad. New fetish unlocked. Forced impregnation. This has woken something primal within me. And I'm not quite sure how to deal with it yet.
She's into it, boys.
Oh no.
If a girl
Just-
comes up to you with a collar, just walk away. Just walk away. Look.
If you're gonna do the impregnation thing, just do it with those alien eggs made out of gelatin, and just do it that way.
The fact that you know about them is even more. is even
It's,
more questioning.
Moist. It's because of Moist Critical. He did a video featuring those sex toys.
Oh my god! Did he just fucking tip?
Did you hit a button?
You're a disgusting fucker.
He was out here so fast.
Why? Why? My disappointment in you is measurable, and my day is ruined. Okay, I'm gonna go get a beer. By the time I come back, we're starting the show.
Oh my god, that's too funny.
Okay, well, we can also bash on Jeff further for he's trying to hide his furryism. I mean, I think everyone has at least a slight bent towards furryism too.
There's
It just
always that one
That one furry
character
pick.
that's
Yeah.
gotten you, you know?
Yeah.
It might be Lola Bunny, it might be Crystal Fox. There's one of them.
Or it might be Crystal Fox. It might be what's the name? The bunny from Zootopia.
Oh, Judy Hopps?
Yeah, Judy Hopps.
What are you-
Like there's always
There's
either
one.
Judy
There
Hopps,
always is one.
Crystal Bunny. There's the Minerva
What
Inc. or no Minerva
what-
Mink from Animaniacs.
What are you talking about?
Oh, really? The girl from
furry-
that one? I don't know about that one.
She's
What the
pretty
fucking-
hot.
What are you talking about?
People.
You keep that to yourself there. That was on you, man.
Josh is a lowly. That's what I'm learning.
Oh, man, I should invent a time machine.
You had to take back that comment.
It's like, wow, he's
man.
pretty lonely. Why? He invented a time machine. You sure that's loneliness? I don't. Huh?
Why did Josh invent a time machine? Well, you see, he bought a DeLorean, and then while his friend Jeff was like, "Why did you buy a DeLorean?" He developed a flux capacitor. While Jeff was asking him why he was developing a flux capacitor, he just refused to answer.
Yeah, that's about right.
It's because that timeline's about to be erased.
So, anyway, shall we start a podcast?
Sure.
Or I make a new timeline. If you believe in branching timelines, so there's no paradoxes.
Yeah. Sync in 3, 2, 1.